I'm Gabe. I'm CEO of MSCHF.
I'm Kevin. Chris and I are CEO of MSCHF.
I'm Lucas. Same.
We are the anything and everything group, basically.
Anything, I mean, sort of like art group, sort of business, for sure.
We're sort of, you can define MSCHF as an extension of the concept that we're putting out into the world, right? So depending on what you're looking at, MSCHF is the origin point of that. So we could be like, obviously an artist looking around here. Our big thing from the beginning was just being able to make anything to get an idea across to an audience. So I guess that's art. Mostly nerds.
I mean, it definitely varies skill set wise. I think some of us come from more of an art space, some of us from more of a technical background, but I think all of us make things, which is sort of the main unifying factor.
Yeah, originally we were trying to make and distribute milk products, but it was not, I don't know, we weren't able to make the business work, so we pivoted to art. Yeah, that's a past era. And then everything changed as soon as we cut up a Damien Hirst.
Well, I think those two projects in particular are trying to take sort of traditional, easy to recognize fine art and then work with it in ways that are, I would say, frowned upon by the traditional art world and are also designed to live in a completely different space. So when we're taking Damien Hirst and we're slicing all the spots out and we're selling them individually online, we're trying to take what is this very expensive, very exclusive piece of paper with ink on it, and we're turning it into this sort of much more accessible commodity that a lot of people can interface with. And we're doing it in a space that's very deliberately, in that case, trying to be completely outside of the gallery ecosystem.
Yeah, I'd say we're actually creating new art instead of just destroying art. Yeah, we're honored to be here because we were invited.
Yeah.
I also feel like a lot of other museums might not take the risk of picking any of our work up. Our work is so in between spaces. I think a lot of them don't totally understand the sort of the reasonings and conceptual heft behind some of the projects. And so, I think a lot of them also live outside of an art context. So Dalim seems like a great place for showcasing some of this in-between work.
Yeah, like MSCHF is almost by definition really hard to define. But it seemed like Dalim looked at that as a strength and not necessarily a weakness. And I think that's good because it created a cool opportunity to present a lot of work that, when put together, tell a very cohesive story of like what we're trying to do.
The title of the show specifically derives from our working practice, which is very much based in sampling and in remix and in kind of wholesale stealing existing things in culture, whether that's Nike sneakers or a Boston Dynamics robot. But we look at the world as all raw material that we can use to build our work out of, regardless of whether or not we're using it in ways that people would necessarily agree with or say that you ought to be doing. You know, when we are forging artwork, when we are cutting it up, when we are chopping up Birkin bags so that, you know, all the local leather workers in Brooklyn refuse to work with us. We are kind of breaking the boundary of the sacrosanct, if you will, in service of sort of executing these concepts. Our feeling is that the material of culture is the strongest thing to work with.
We might take another shot at the dairy company thing. Yeah.
We always have sort of a long list of projects that we aspire to do that for one reason or another we haven't been able to yet. We've never made a building. We've never yet done a biotech project, but I think looking back, even at the work we've done, a lot of it is purely motivated by having an idea that we know we can't do now, but we will be able to in a year or two.
Yeah, I think just keep making things. There's lots of stuff to come.
Oh yeah. But legally, we might not be able to talk about a lot of them.
Company.
And here we are. That's the silver bullet, folks.